Yes, in the back.
In regards to picking architects and construction companies, is there any type of parameters we need to know ahead of time?
I don't believe so. We're going to have some criteria that's going to be developed for you to use as a design guideline for the technical specification requirements and the types of products, but nothing to do specifically with the team that you put together to do that work.
So unlike D, where you had to use certain contractors, you will not be required to do that. We will have a list available for you, though, that if you so choose to want to use those folks, that list will be provided.
Yes.
How many people are in the construction team?
Excuse me?
How many people are in the construction and design team?
Okay, on the design side, we have two main design teams that are formed with approximately 23 to 24 sub-consultants on each team. So on the design side, we have about 40, somewhere between 45 and 50 firms working on the program. On the construction side, we have two construction managers at risk that are out here working as joint ventures. All of the work that's going to be constructed, though, will be done through competitive bidding. They will act as the construction manager for the owner, but all of the construction work, all of the packages are going to be put out for competitive bidding. And at the end of the day, we anticipate that we could have as many as 250 to 300 different contractors working on this project. Most of them would be specific system by system or technical discipline type contractors. We do not anticipate having any general contractors. It's all going to be system specific, working under the direction of the construction managers at risk. So we're trying to get enough diversity of the projects to be able to get more competition for some of the smaller firms that can't get large bonding requirements. In the back.
Yes. My question is, when you guys shut down specific sections of the terminal to start construction, does that mean that the outside of security will also be shut down, like that area? So those of us that have offices in those sections outside of security, will we have to move?
I don't know where your office, but what we're planning on doing is we're building some temporary office space facilities. And as we close sections of a terminal down, all of the current stakeholders that have office complex in there are going to be moved to these new locations. And then when that terminal is reopened and you're moved back to that specific area, and then the next section that's closed down, we'll take those people and move them to this temporary facility. So we're calling it a temporary hoteling space. And over the period of the 6 years it's going to take to build this, we're going to be moving a lot of people back and forth from their permanent office locations now to temporary facilities and then back again. So everybody will have a place to work. It's just going to be in a different part of the terminal. All right, I'll let it open for Zanola for the open Q&A session, I guess.
Okay. Questions on any of the presentations that you have heard so far? We will try our best to answer those, and if we don't have the answers, then we will post those on our website, so you'll be able to continue to kind of get updated. So I will entertain the first question.
Somebody rents the space on concessions. So somebody get a concession, how you evaluate how much it will cost him per month? What's the criteria of charging?
His question was, how are we going to evaluate what the rental is going to be on a location? Good news is the fact that the airport has had a concessions program since the late 90s. So we've got a lot of data in regards to what the sales and revenue should be in regards for the concessionaire to be successful and for us to be successful. In addition to that, the way the traffic is going to be flowed, right now I have a company putting together passenger flow analysis to be able to help when we get to the RFP session, so our potential bidders can see how that flow is going to be in regards to how the traffic is, so that you can see that the area in which that you're going to be bidding on definitely will meet the criteria in terms of the minimal rent structures. For rent? Well, we don't do it based upon square foot. We do it based upon concept and or category, I should say, whether it's a sit-down restaurant or a specialty retail. We can tell you in regards to what the percentage rental would be. I can tell you what it is today in terms of percent rent on our food is somewhere around 12.5%. On specialty retail and on our retail segment, it goes anywhere from like 12 to 16%. So the ranges are going to vary depending upon the category in which that you're going to be going after. So do not, I don't have my men in black. I went to a budget meeting with the execs, and we all kind of broke out our black glasses and our flashlights saying, do not commit to memory, because it will change.
Can you give us any guidelines? Thanks, Michael. Can you give us any guidelines on where we should expect to see B, C, and E for preparation purposes?
In terms of
RFP availability. When we'll be able to put our hands on and actually request the RFP so that we can review it, understand it, and then submit it?
For Terminal A,
yes.
We are probably looking at the request for proposal going out after Labor Day.
After Labor Day, okay. And then the next one?
It would probably be like 9 months after that.
Okay. And that next one would be E's? I don't mean to put you on the spot, but you did ask questions, so I'm asking questions.
The next one should be Terminal E.
The sequence of construction in Terminal A starts, and then B starts, and then B starts, and they will overlap.
Yes.
And then when A is done, C will start.
And thank you, David. I was able to capture that on the timeline. I guess I'm just looking for some more, and I know it's hard because a lot of things are in flux and it's always moving and we can't commit to memory. I get the flashlight. Okay, so A is September, 9 to 12 months after that would be E.
Right.
And then potentially 9 to 12 months after that would be B.
Right. Probably, we've been so focused on A, we've been kind of targeting the spring as to when we would be letting the RFP for Terminal E. But there's some other components in E for those that are existing concessionaires. Because we have an enabling project, we're going to have some concession opportunity in the old satellite that will probably work first with existing concessionaires that were out there, and then backfill with other existing concessionaires, depending upon if they have the capacity to build it out and to operate the locations. Let me see if there's anybody on this side. Yes.
If you don't have too much experience or substantial experience in the food business and you have a partner, does the partner is he going to be the operational partner, and does he have to be based out of Dallas?
Last question first. He does not have to be based out of Dallas, but the partner should have experience if you do not have experience. That's based on the fact that it is so difficult walking into this environment if you do not have at least the category experience that you're trying to go after on the street level. It doesn't always translate into the airport environment. So you need to have as much experience as possible. I think we're looking at a minimum of like 3 years.
3 years, okay.
When the RFP is sent out, will it have the available spaces for each particular concept, like food, retail, that we can bid on? Anywhere from 500 square feet to 2,000 square feet, that will be in there?
Yes.
And it will clearly state what you want in that spot, retail, food service?
Yes.
Okay.